This monster in the basement can bring the dead back to life. A girl inherits a pub from her father, but things take a terrifying turn when she discovers a monster in the basement and gets stranded. This monster can summon the dead, but anyone who uses this power meets a terrible fate. Will she be able to defeat the monster and leave the building alive? Strap in, movie enthusiasts. It's the recap time. Today, we will be diving into the story of the mystical horror film Baghead from the year 2023. So let's start. The story begins with an old pub owner named Owen. One night, he hears a knock on the door and finds a man named Neil. Neil asks to see her, but Owen refuses, telling him he can't see her anymore and must leave. After Neil leaves, Owen records a video. He explains that the pub has a special resident living in the basement. As the owner, he is her guardian and cannot let her out. Owen admits that he's trying to end the curse, but if someone is watching the video, it means he failed. He warns that there's nothing that can save them now. They're already doomed. Owen finishes the video and spreads gasoline around. When he tries to light it, something grabs his hand and he ends up setting himself on fire. He dies in the blaze. In the next scene, Owen's daughter, Iris Lark, is with her friend Katie. They break into a house to retrieve something, despite Katie's warnings. After they leave, Iris gets a phone call. Katie asks about it, and Iris reveals it was about her dad, when Katie reminds her that her dad is already dead. Iris arrives where her father's body was found. She meets with a solicitor who tells her that her father left her some property, which surprises her. The solicitor offers to show her the building and mentions that he can help find a buyer and handle the ownership transfer. He explains that many have tried to restore the place over the past 400 years but failed. However, he knows a group of investors who could turn the building into something valuable and sell it easily. Despite his advice, Iris insists on spending a night in the building. The solicitor warns her that historical places often have hidden problems, but Iris is confident she can manage. After the solicitor leaves, Iris calls her friend Katie and tells her that the place is a bit creepy. Katie insists on coming over, even though Iris tells her not to, saying she's already bought a ticket. After ending the call, Iris hears a noise and finds Neil. Neil begs her to let him see someone in the basement. Iris is confused and tells him there's no one there, but Neil insists that he wants to see his wife through the entity in the basement. He says many people come to the pub for this reason, and offers Iris money to let him in. When she refuses, he offers more money and says he'll handle everything himself. Seeing the money, Iris gets tempted and tells Neil that she doesn't have the keys yet, but will return tomorrow. Neil eagerly agrees, thanks her, and leaves. The next day, Iris meets with the solicitor and signs the deed for the property. The solicitor is surprised by her decision and comments that sometimes a wrong choice can lead to the right outcome. Iris explains that she wants to spend time on her father's property. The solicitor responds that it's now her responsibility. That night, Iris's friend Katie arrives, and Iris tells her everything, including that Neil had paid her $4,000 and promised more. They stand outside the basement door, and Katie expresses concern, suggesting that Iris may have invited a dangerous person. Iris dismisses the worry, joking that her father probably brought people down there for a little scare. Soon, the doorbell rings, and Neil arrives. Iris leads him to the basement. From a hole in the wall, a strange monster with a bag over its head emerges and approaches Iris. She commands it to stop, and it obeys. Neil, excited, observes that the monster listens to Iris. She orders the monster to sit on a chair, and then asks Neil to strap it in. After securing the monster, Neil gives it a ring to swallow. When he removes the bag from its head, the face of Neil's mother appears. Shocked, Neil exclaims that this isn't the person he wanted to meet. His mother abandoned him when he needed her the most, leaving him to grow up in boarding schools and group homes. The apparition of his mother apologizes, saying she couldn't care for him properly. Suddenly, her eyes turn black, and she spitefully tells Neil that he deserved his fate, claiming he was a punishment for her. She then demands a kiss, saying he never kissed her when she was alive. As Neil leans in, she vomits, ejecting the ring, and they all rush out of the basement. He explains to Iris that they only have 2 minutes to talk to the dead, which is why the apparition turned monstrous after that time. Neil offers Iris more money for another chance to meet his wife, reminding her of their contract. He then leaves. After Neil is gone, Iris plays a tape her father left. In the video, he explains that as the guardian, the monster will obey her and has the power to let people meet the dead. However, he warns against using this power too often, as it can become dangerous and eventually take control over the guardian. He emphasizes never to let the monster leave the basement and to avoid using its power. As the video ends, Iris reflects on her father's words. She decides she won't make the same mistakes he and others made and is determined to use the monster's power to her advantage. The next day, Iris visits Neil's house. During their conversation, Neil shared that after his wife passed away, he started attending a grief counseling group. There, he met an old man who had also lost his wife. One day, the old man claimed he had a gift that could let people meet the dead. Neil, devastated by his loss, was desperate to see his wife again, so he went to the old man for help. While Iris is away, Katie decides to explore the basement. As she carefully closes the door, a picture falls to the ground. The photo shows two men, one of whom is Otto Vogler, the previous owner. Curious, Katie researches Otto and discovers that he also died by suicide in the house. Suddenly, she sees Otto sitting in the basement, which terrifies her, and she quickly leaves. Iris returns with Neil, and this time, he brings an item that belonged to his wife. He gives it to the monster, who swallows it. Moments later, Neil's wife appears. Neil asks her what she remembers, and she says her last memory is driving a car. Neil tells her she died in a car crash, and then hesitantly asks if she was seeing someone else, as he found tickets she had left on his laptop, suggesting she planned to leave him. Before she can respond, the 2 minutes are up, and she vanishes. Iris tells Neil that this is not about a final goodbye. Neil, hurt, argues that finding out his wife was planning to leave him just before her death made his grief even harder to bear, so he wanted to know the reason. Iris tells Neil not to come back again. After Neil leaves, Iris has a nightmare where the monster tries to choke her. She wakes up on the bathroom floor, gasping for air, still being choked until Katie arrives and saves her. They argue when Katie warns Iris never to summon the monster again. Iris accuses Katie of being jealous and not wanting her to become independent and important. Katie, upset, storms out. Left alone, Iris sees a vision in the mirror of her father summoning her mother through the monster. In the vision, her father tells her mother that he always loved her, and Iris but was trapped by the house, unable to give them time. As the 2 minutes end, her mother turns into the monster, accusing him of abandoning her when she was diagnosed with cancer. Her father attempts to burn down the house, but ends up burning himself instead. Disturbed by the vision, Iris goes to sleep. Meanwhile, Katie rushes back to warn Iris and heads to the basement. There, Otto Vogler's ghost appears and tells her that the curse can't be escaped. He reveals that there was once a woman with the power to call the dead, but when she refused to let a brotherhood exploit her powers, they accused her of witchcraft and burned her. She transformed into a monster, bringing misfortune to the town. Now, anyone who signs the deed inherits the curse and becomes her guardian. Suddenly, Katie is dragged into a hole in the basement. Iris hears her screams and rushes downstairs. She follows Katie's voice into the hole and finds her standing there. As she tries to lead Katie back, she realizes it's a trick. The real Katie's dead body is lying nearby. The Katie she was trying to rescue transforms into a monster. Iris, terrified, threatens to kill it. The monster, disguised as Katie, starts to chase her. Just then, Neil appears and saves Iris from the monster. Iris tells Neil that she's going to end the curse by sealing the basement. He gives her painkillers, which are actually sleeping pills, and before she can seal the basement, she falls asleep. When she wakes up, she overhears Neil talking to the monster. He tells the monster that he will sign the deed, release it, and let it live here without any restrictions. He promises not to use the 2-minute rule or restrain it. He just wants to see Sarah in return. Sarah appears and reveals that she was planning to leave Neil because she didn't trust him to raise their child. She recalls that on the day of her death, Neil gave her tablets to prevent her from leaving, which caused her to crash her car. Neil insists he loved her and always wanted to be with her. Suddenly, Sarah's eyes turn black, and she demands that Neil kill Iris to gain full ownership of the house. Neil hesitates, but then decides to follow through. Iris runs, but Neil catches and kills her. He drags her body to the basement, telling the monster that Iris is dead. The monster instructs Neil to get Iris to sign over the house to him first. He hands the monster Iris's phone, and Iris's spirit appears. Neil, desperate, pleads with her to transfer the ownership of the house to him, saying he doesn't want to kill her. Iris, now a spirit, tells Neil that he made a grave mistake. She's glad he did, because the deed is still in her name, making her the rightful guardian of the monster. She declares that she is now the monster and fully controls it. She then kills Neil. Finally, Iris, now fully empowered by the monster, leaves the house and sets it on fire. I hope you liked the story recap. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.